Valmiki Ramayana, Aranya Kanda, Book number 3, Sarga 31, Roman numerals XXXI 31, RÁVAN. But of the host of giants one, a company from the field had run, and and sped to Lanka to relate in Ravan's ear the demon's fate. King, many a giant from the shade of Janastan in death is laid. Kara the chief is slain, and I could scarcely from the battle fly. Fierce anger, as the monarch heard, inflamed his look, his bosom stirred, and while with scorching glance he eyed the messenger, he thus replied: What fool has dared, already dead, strike Janastan, the general dread? Who is the wretch shall vainly try in earth, heaven, hell, from me to fly? Vaishravan, Indra, Vishnu, he who rules the dead must reverence me. For not the mightiest lord of these can brave my will and live at ease. Fate finds in me a mightier fate to burn the fires that devastate. With unresisted influence I can force and death himself to die. With all surpassing might restrain the fury of the hurricane, and burn in my tremendous ire the glory of the sun and fire. As thus the fiend's hot fury blazed, his trembling hands uncampan raised, and with a voice which fear made weak, permission craved his tale to speak. King Ravan gave the leave he sought, and bade him tell the news he brought. His courage rose, his voice grew bold, and thus his mournful tale he told. A prince with mighty shoulders sprung from Dasharatha, brave and young, with arms well molded, bears the name of Rama with a lion's frame. Renowned, successful, dark of limb, earth has no warrior equals him. He fought in Janastan and slew Dushan the fierce, and Kara too. Ravan, the giant's royal chief, received Ankampan's tale of grief. Then, panting like an angry snake, these words in turn the monarch spake. Say quick, did Rama seek the shade of Janastan with Indra's aid, and all the dwellers in the skies to beg his hardy enterprise? Akampan heard and straight obeyed his master, and his answer made. Then thus the power and might he told of Raghu's son, the lofty-souled. Best is that chief of all who know with deftest art to draw the bow. His are strange arms of heavenly might, and none can match him in the fight. His brother Lakshman, brave as he, fair as the rounded moon to see, with eyes like night and voice that comes deep as the roll of beaten drums, by Rama's side stands ever near, like wind that aids the flame's career. That glorious chief, that prince of kings, on Janastan this ruin brings. No gods were there, dismiss the thought. No heavenly legions came and fought. His swift-winged arrows Rama sent, each bright with gold and ornament. To serpents many-faced they turned, the giant hosts they ate and burned. Where'er these fled in wild dismay, Rama was there to strike and slay. By him, O king of high estate, is Janastan left desolate. Akampan seized in angry pride, the giant monarch thus replied, to Janastan myself will go, and lay these daring brothers low. Thus spoke the king in furious mood. Akampan then his speech renewed. O listen while I tell at length the terror of the hero's strength. No power can check, no might can tame Rama, a chief of noblest fame. He with resistless shafts can stay the torrent foaming on its way. Sky, stars, and constellations all to his fierce might would yield and fall. His power could earth itself uphold, down sinking as it sank of old, or all its plains and cities drown, breaking the wild sea's barrier down. Crush the great deep's impetuous will, or bid the furious wind be still. Furious wind be still. He glorious in his high estate, the triple world could devastate, and there supreme of men could place his creatures of a new-born race. Never can mighty Rama be overcome in fight, my king, by thee. Thy giant host the day might win from him if heaven were gained by sin. If gods were joined with demons, they could ne'er I win that hero slay. But guile may kill the wondrous man. Attend while I disclose the plan. His wife, above all women graced, is Sita of the dainty waist, with limbs too fair, proportion true, and a soft skin of lustrous hue. Round neck and arm rich gems are twined. She is the gem of womankind. With her no bright Gandharvi vies, no nymph or goddess in the skies, and none to rival her would dare, mid dames who part the long black hair. That hero in the wood beguile, and steal his lovely spouse the while. Reft of his darling wife, be sure, brief days the mourner will endure. With flattering hope of triumph moved, the giant king that plan approved, pondered the counsel in his breast, and then a company thus addressed: Forth in my car I go at morn, none but the driver with me borne. And this fair Sita will I bring back to my city triumphing. Forth in his car by asses drawn, the giant monarch sped at dawn. Bright as the sun the chariot cast light through the sky as on it passed. Then high in air that best of cars traversed the path of lunar stars, sending a fitful radiance pale as moonbeams shoot through cloudy veil. For on his airy way he flew, near Tadakea's grove he drew. Maricha welcomed him and placed before him food which giants taste. With honor led him to a seat, and brought him water for his feet. And then with timely words addressed such question to his royal guest: Speak, is it well with thee whose sway the giant multitudes obey? I know not all, and ask in fear the cause, O king, why thou art here. Ravan, the giant's mighty king, heard wise Maricha's questioning, and told with ready answer, taught in eloquence the cause he sought. My guards, the bravest of my band, are slain by Rama's vigorous hand, and Janastan, that feared no hate of foes, is rendered desolate. Come, aid me in the plan I lay, to steal the conqueror's wife away. Maricha heard the king's request, and thus the giant chief addressed: What foe in friendly guise is he who spoke of Sita's name to thee? Who is the wretch whose thought would bring destruction on the giant's king? Whose is the evil counsel, say, that bids thee bear his wife away? A careless of thy life provoke earth's loftiest with threatening stroke. O foe, a foe is he who dared suggest this hopeless folly to thy breast, whose ill advice would bid thee draw the venomed fang from serpent's jaw, by whose unwise suggestion led wilt thou the path of ruin tread? Whence falls the blow that would destroy thy gentle sleep of ease and joy? Like some wild elephant is he that rears his trunk on high, lord of an ancient pedigree. huge tusks and furious eye. Ravan, no rover of the night, with bravest heart can brook, met in the front of deadly fight, on Raghu's son to look. The giant hosts were brave and strong, good at the bow and spear. But Rama slew the routed throng, a lion mid the deer. No lion's tooth can match his sword, of arrows fiercely shot. He sleeps, the lion lord. Be wise and rouse him not. O monarch of the giants, well, upon my counsel think, lest thou forever in the hell of Rama's vengeance sink. A hell where deadly shafts are sent from his tremendous bow, while his great arms all flight prevent, like deepest mire below. Where the wild floods of battle rave above the foeman's head, and each with many a feathery wave of shafts is garlanded. O quench the flames that in thy breast with raging fury burn, and pacified and self-possessed to Lanka's town return. Rest thou in her imperial bowers, with thine own wives content, and in the wood let Rama's hours with Sita still be spent. The Lord of Lanka's isle obeyed the counsel and his purpose stayed. Borne on his car he parted thence, and gained his royal residence. Wow. Absolutely wow. Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely beautiful. Credit where credit is due, Mr. Sir Ralph Griffith, translating Valmiki Ramayana from Sanskrit to 18th century British. Absolutely beautiful. Footnotes. 265.1. The capital of the giant king Ravana, Sri Lanka, now Ceylon. 265.1b. Kuvera, the god of gold. 266.1. The great deluge. 266.1b. The giant Maricha, son of Tadaka. Tadaka was slain by Rama. See page 39. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful exchange, narrations between Maricha and Ravana. The way Maricha counseled Ravana is just so to the point and beautifully described the nature of the problem. Who gave you this thought you want to steal God's wife? Be content with your own wives. You already have so many wives. Why would you steal another man's wife if you have so much of everything? And that's the nature of a demon. A demon naturally hates everything about God and wants himself and everybody around him to forget God. This is the materialistic civilization where nobody has a slightest idea who God is. And God is Rama, Rama and Krishna, Rome and Christ, Rama Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Beautiful, beautiful description. When God descends to this earth, he exhibits superhuman pastimes. Beautiful, beautiful physique, beautiful qualities. God is so attractive, like a magnet. He attracts little little parts and parcels of metal dust. He attracts like a magnet. That's the beauty of God. God is not some invisible sky daddy, old and single, always talking in some ominous voices from the sky, always throwing some plagues on people we don't like. It's not that kind of God as described in Abrahamic religions. God is not a dead kike on a stick who cannot defend himself. God is a king, emperor. That's God. The might. That's God. Beautiful. With his entourage, pastimes, his beautiful wife, queen, the goddess of fortune, Sita, Lakshmiji. That's God. Absolutely beautiful. And basically, the story of Moses is nothing but plagiarized Ramayana. It's not Moses, it's Moses. Ramses. This is all. The whole story of Moses reeks with Rama. Just reeks. Moses born in Aries in Ram's constellation, the age of Ram. Ram's horn, blowing Ram's horn, fighting Ramses. It's all about Ram. Ram. You know, Simeon race, Semites crossing the ocean, going to the other side, killing all the giants. This is all plagiarized from Ramayana. All these Abrahamic religions is nothing but plagiarized Ramayana and Mahabharata. Jai Shri Ram, victory to Ram, Roma Victor, Hail Ram. Ciao.